Hello traders, in this video let's explore the principle of trend trading in slightly higher detail, because in fact all my trading ideas and trading philosophies are more or less relied on trend trading, if you are already not aware of that. And what do I mean about trend trading? Well, first and foremost, here's the basic premise. The premise is that you actually don't know what will happen, but you have certainty that markets will move in trends. That's probably no surprise, but it's worth noting to remind us that. And those moves in general will make more profit than losses. That's not a certainty, that is our ability to maximize gains and minimize losses. Let's see a couple of examples to illustrate my point. Here, for instance, is Nasdaq. Only Nasdaq has exceptionally good trends, so this data will be a bit better than it is actually true, but still it will give you idea. For instance, we had long-term secular bull market for a couple of years, since 2016 till 2018. That was a long-term move. We didn't know how high or how long would be that move would be, but we just ride the trend along with the trend line and made some money. Then in 2018 market started to get flat, which meant effectively that we had a bunch of losses and we were nowhere. So here you could see, here there is nothing much happening. We just have several losses in a row, and then we have also choppier markets in the uptrend as well here, so we could say there are 7 or 8 good losses. Then we have small market which made money for these losses as well, and then we had bull market. But here's the thing, this sharp move actually was due to the COVID, and Nasdaq performed remarkably resilient in the times of COVID, because it was comprised of tech companies, and tech companies had their heydays. So you wasn't even able to go short on Nasdaq that well. But funny thing was that it was like major event in financial markets, and every other market went like crazy, but not Nasdaq. This is example of trend trading. You might have heard that markets would fall as a cliff, and they did, but not here. So you didn't know how high these markets or how low in this case they would went. You had to short, and your short didn't went that well. You were break even at best. This is one like side note from all my thing here. And then central banks started to pump money as crazy, and Nasdaq made up the fact that in the major fundamental event it didn't bring you much profit, but it went like hell from 2020 till early 2022. So you could make a fortune also in this move. And here's the thing, you didn't know that COVID existed, but when it existed, it made like profound impact on financial markets. Because for instance, oil at that time went negative, and those who shorted oil probably made fortunes. And there was very good premise that all other markets will move in similar fashion, Nasdaq included, right? Because we didn't know what will happen. But surprising as might seem, Nasdaq didn't fall that well comparatively, so this short didn't bring you any profit despite everything you might forecast. But when it reversed, it made like astonishing move on uptrend. Now, would everyone could foresee that Nasdaq moved as it moved? I doubt about that. Yes, there was presumption when things go bad, markets fall, and when central banks print money, markets rise. But let's be honest, no one knows extent of these moves and impact what these moves bring. Only thing we could do is maximize our money when we have chance, and minimize our losses when we are wrong. So this is that second leg of trend trading. First was that markets move in trends and they respond to events in the fashion we don't know. So Nasdaq underreacted to major fundamental event as a COVID, and then reacted spectacularly well on money printing. So you could probably wouldn't lose that much if you were wrong in your shorts, because you corrected your risk properly or managed your risk properly, and then when it went up you simply ride it with the trend. For instance, with this long-term trend, you simply could buy when markets crossed above this trend and ride it through here. And if you know how to correctly put stop losses and manage your risk, you could make very, very, very high gains. And that's the essence. Yes, that's the essence here. When trend says go up, you go up. You don't know where it ends, and you fix the money when trend changes its pattern. And question is how much you risk here, how much you effectively then gain here, and what's your gain proportionate to your losses, for instance in these flat markets here and here. That's the thing you have to control, and this is the only thing you can control. If you don't know extent of these structural long-term moves, you know, and you have to understand profoundly well how much you risk per each trade and how much you lose when you are wrong, because that's the only thing you can control in trading. You can control your losses, and every successful trader in the world will manage their losses very well and control them, because that's the only thing they know, and that's the only power they have. Control their losses and control their risk. Once they have that, they have something in the future. You control losses when you have these whipsaw choppy markets, or when trends go nowhere for extended period of time. Like if we see this long-term chart, this is like half a year, and then when some good profit comes, you didn't make much, but you made up for your losses. There was good short opportunity, but it didn't go too well because who knows why. Then banks started to print money, and then in April 2020 you could make fortune in the one trade. And if you know how to maximize your profits as well when the opportunity comes, you are making far more money than you could if you were simply following index funds or trying to forecast markets. That's trend trading. You don't know what will happen in the future. You know that there will be long-term trends, but you don't know extent of them. When nothing happens or markets are flat, you just manage your losses, and when opportunity comes, you ride trends and make far more money than you could when markets went nowhere. That's how trend trading works, and that's the essence of any good trend trading or macro trading strategy. We will see a couple of examples how it actually has performed since the time I started to recording these videos, because there is some time in advance, and we would see how robust my strategies actually are. So stay tuned for that. I think you will like this information. Bye.